What's that? Oh, there is, yes. Okay, you ready?
Oh, wait, is there really?
Yes, this really is a on video.
It's a real speech.
Oh, wow, okay.
Check it out. There it is. Vision. All right, here we go. Just got it.
You got it? Yeah.
Okay. Let me start here by saying, first of all, I thought it was a great year. And I'm so pleased with this group in particular, especially after last year's group. And I don't talk about people behind their backs, but Rohit. So let me start. And I typed this out, so I'll do a little bit of reading, a little bit of speechifying. But let me start with this. Farewell addresses are a tradition among presidents, but typically not teachers. I adopted the practice so I could impart some final bits of wisdom to those whom I have grown to care about a great deal. A special group of students who earned high marks as a class, very high marks as a class, by the way. Your class average was the highest in 8 years. And individually at least, did better than Rohit. The first thing I want to tell God, I'd say it if he was here, you know. The first thing I want to tell you is don't believe the hype. If you read the news or listen to the radio or heard most people over 30 talking, you'd think this generation of teens is a disaster that is going to ruin the country. In popular culture, you are all Facebooking, Instagramming, FaceTiming, flickering, posting, sexting, texting, messaging, Snapchatting, sharing, tweeting, hairless apes with no original thoughts or conversations that don't start with like and end in OMG or LOL. That is not what I see all the time. I see some young minds out there that are interested and interesting. I would rather spend large portions of my day with your generation than my generation. And that's a good thing because that's my life. So have faith in yourselves and each other and seek wisdom in between all that social networking. Anyway, that phrase about imparting wisdom begs for some deeper thought. Can one impart wisdom on another? And maybe more importantly, do I have any wisdom to impart? Should you listen to me today? Should you have listened to me this year? Because why truly listen to anyone if there isn't some shred of wisdom that can bring you closer to understanding this world? Well, I believe wisdom is the knowledge one gains from either one's own experiences or through the process of learning from the experience of others. What separates it from knowledge alone is that the knowledge gained is used to better one's own life. Then it becomes wisdom. You see, we as humans are so unique among all other living things. We have the capacity of self-reflection. And we can use that tool to refine our thoughts and behaviors to better suit our circumstances. Like the Constitution, we can hold certain truths dear as the framework of our character, but we can also amend ourselves as we learn and grow. Unlike most living things, we are self-aware. We can think about how our actions impact the whole. We can see ourselves and say, I've not been acting the way I wish to act, and then change. I don't think the coyote has the same power. I don't think the coyote stops and says, gee, I really shouldn't eat those baby bunnies, because that will cause the mother some real pain. He eats the bunnies! And that reflection separates us from animals that simply obey instinct. It's called free will. So I encourage you to realize the miracle we all are. The other aspect of wisdom that is such a fantastic idea is that with wisdom we contemplate our existence in the universe. But by thinking about our place in the universe, we are engaging in the amazing process of the universe thinking about itself. Think about it. We are the product of billions of years of evolutionary forces set forth by who knows what, long, long ago. Nebula gas clouds formed, stars and planets, elements converged to form other planets, and after billions of years of expansion and birth came a little blue speck. just in the right place around a sun for there to be life, and after billions of years of life that could not think about itself or the universe, we emerged, finally created by the forces before us to think about that very force. We are the universe thinking about itself. Weird. That is a miracle we should try to remember when we are feeling less than miraculous. So back to the question of whether I have any wisdom to impart. The short answer is yes. Not much, but a little. I believe that history is the accumulated knowledge of our forefathers and mothers. I believe that every time we read and understand the same thoughts as those who came before us, we are creating a new path within our brains and firing synapses in the same or similar order that the originator of that idea trailblazed. Once we've done that, we have his or her experience as our own to draw from. And in between the point of having that experience and drawing from that experience is where wisdom lies. So perhaps I've given you all the wisdom I have by teaching this class and encouraging you to dive into the vast pool of knowledge that came before. I hope you all come to see history as this type of process of engagement with those who came before us. So as Lincoln said, those who came before us, those honored dead, may not have died in vain. Use their successes and failures as guideposts in your own search for meaning. There is also personal experience that can be used to impart wisdom. I've had 40 years on this planet. 40 years. Which seems old. But let's face it, the first 10 are barely memories. 11 through 18 is like a bad orientation. College is a crowded dorm room pizza party, drenched in beer. So really, I'm 19. Makes me feel a lot better. My consciousness is 19. In that time, my experiences have taught me to value a few things. So I'll conclude by telling you what they are and hoping you can use what I have learned to maybe enrich your own life, and at least think about the following things and how they may aid in the search for fulfillment. The first is the benefits of being curious. Foster a habit of being curious. Ask questions and seek their answers. It makes life so much more interesting. Understand that life is a series of mysteries, and searching for some answers is a beautiful way to live. I've been faced with a myriad of mysteries. Many I am still working to solve. Mrs. Hiles is certainly one. Like many men before me, I've found women are a complex web of emotions, feelings, thoughts, and ideas that lead to more questions than answers. But now that I think about it, it isn't women that are such wonderful puzzles. It's love. Be curious about love. Give love freely. Accept it when it is offered. Embrace it when you need it most. And revel in it when it is shared equally. Love really is linked to the many other actions that make our lives fulfilling. I guess Paul said it best. Love is patient. Love is kind. And then this is my favorite part. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. And it keeps no record of wrongs. Or maybe Paul said it best, Paul McCartney. Love is all you need. The second is living a life of joy. Seek happiness. For me, happiness is laughing and making others laugh. I hope you love to laugh. When we're laughing, we are experiencing life as a wistful, benevolent gift of chance. It is laughable and silly that we are all even here. Of the millions of chances of existing or not, we exist. So laugh as much as you can. I hope so much that you laughed in this class, and that the memory of this time will in some distant future bring a smile to your face as you reminisce about that tall, skinny goofball who tried to teach history in between silly stories about himself and stupid jokes.
So sweet.
I know I will smile when I think of all of you. I truly enjoyed all of you so much. As a group, you were wonderful to be around. As individuals, you have made me very proud. Many of you had difficult years, personally or academically or emotionally, and I thank you for your persistence. Like some of you, I too experienced deep sorrow this year. That sorrow was tempered, however, by the comfort and compassion I witnessed all around me, I felt within me. I saw such amazing character and strength of character this year among many of you. And character reminds me that character isn't built by hard times or easy times. It is built by how we conduct ourselves in the hard times and the easy times. I wish you all well in your hard times. I wish you all abundant happiness in your easy times. I wish you all joy and love as you make your own histories and add your experiences to the vast ocean of lives that have come before us and stretches out infinitely in front of us in a universal chain of being. Your contributions will no doubt help others live more fulfilling lives as you eventually impart your wisdom to others. Thanks, guys.